LeBron, you talked to us this week about you knew the challenge that it would be to beat a team like OKC. JJ said there were parts of the game where you guys played well and other areas you didn't. Where do you feel like the biggest gap between what you need to do and what you were able to do tonight?
Well, I just thought we had some game plan breakdowns, on what we've been preparing for, and we had some breakdowns. And they're going to test you, obviously. They're going to see how many times they can make you have game plan, breakdowns or game plan discipline. And we had a few, almost too many, obviously, versus a team like this. And we know what they're capable of doing. They can go on a run where it's like, okay, we got it right here, 2-possession game, 3-possession game, and then boom. It's a double-digit lead, and that's what some of the great teams do. So just can't have compound mistakes over it.
Those things, is just the actual film itself help for the cleanup, or is it just the
knowledge? I mean, yeah, we have enough knowledge. I mean, shit, we already been in the postseason now. 7 games tonight was our 7th game in the postseason. So we have the knowledge, but we will see it on film and see ways we could be better. And obviously they're going to make adjustments too, because that's what championship teams do. So we have to be ready for what they bring to the table as well.
You guys' ball protection was better in the first half than in the second half. Would you say that was some of the game plan discipline on your guys' end, or do you think they were starting to maybe, get a little bit of a better read on what you guys were doing?
No, we just got to be better with the ball.
Offensively, LeBron, obviously when you guys lose Luka, Austin this month, it's going to be tough. Just what are you seeing on that end of the floor right now? Where is it sticky, and how can you guys clean stuff up on that end?
Say it again?
Where do you think the offensive issues are coming from right now? Obviously, that's a great
offensive
defense.
issues coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a guy that averaged 37 a game. What, you averaged 35 this year? 33 and a half?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you asking?
Okay, well, I'm asking, you guys...
There's the issues right there. We're playing against the #1 defensive team in the NBA, as far as the ratings and everything. And when you play against great defense, you have to have guys that can attract multiple defenders on the floor at all time. Even I feel like we had great shots. We got some great shots tonight. We missed them. When you play against the world champions, having a guy that averages 34, 6 and 8 and 8 and 9, whatever the hell that's special. So we have to be better at finding ways to get to the blender, finding ways to get to the paint. We know they're a paint swarming team, so we have to be better with, getting to the paint, not turning the ball over, and then shooting with confidence. But I feel like we got some really good looks. But shit.
That was the first time that Jay was held under 20 all season. You guys held the team so went away. Just what was working just defensively and game plan wise?
We're down 1. Same Shea versus the Lakers is Lakers versus the Thunder. We're down 1-0. That's the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing, and that's who win or lose. That's all it's about.
I know Austin's not a guy that you have ever really worried about. Are there things you guys can do to help him find a rhythm to get back?
Well, he was out a month. So we hoping, and we know he's going to make shots and make plays, but that's tough. You're out a month towards the end of the season, so obviously, we were trying to fast track, him getting back on the floor and doing the things that he was doing before the injury, whatever the case may be. But he's out a month, so rightfully so. If he has some games where he's missing shots or whatever the case may be, but his presence alone helps us, no matter what.
Jared has been such an important part of this team in the locker room. Obviously, he gives you guys a toughness and edge on the court. What was that like, just seeing him in that amount of pain? Never had a chance to talk to him at all.
He's tough as nails, so if Vando was in pain, then something actually really happened, so it sucks.
You've had a lot of success in the post, and just to assume that takes a toll, though, just on an offensive player as well, just energy-wise, is it not? So when do you decide when to go to it, and how often in the course of the action?
When the set is called. Do it, we have a lot of sets, how to get guys involved, how to get me involved, but ultimately how can we, best, break down their defense as much as possible. But no talk for me. I'm fine.
Thanks, OJ.
Thank you.
Austin's going next.
Austin, what did you just see overall? Like, what stood out to you when the court felt that was OKC kind of pulling away late?
just making a couple mental mistakes. Felt like we got some good looks, we just didn't make them. And every time, if you watch them throughout the year, every time you make a couple mistakes in a row, they capitalize on those.
I know you were always your biggest critic. You don't hit shots. Where did you feel like your game was at, and where are the places that you wanted to have it be better in game 2?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the easy thing is to make more shots. I got to, my spots multiple times and just missed a couple of easy shots. But for the most part, you got to limit the turnovers, no pressure. The ball really well. Just got to give us an opportunity to get a shot on goal every possession.
At what point you were down on the floor for a few seconds, was that the oblique or?
Nah, I'm good.
It was a 4-point game with about 6 minutes to go in the third before they were able to break it open. I know you're not looking for little victories, you're trying to get a win in the game, but was that an evidence of those 2.5 quarters of you guys finding things that can work against this team?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal is to win, and when you don't, it sucks. But like I said, there's some things in this game where we can go back and watch and see, things that worked and things that didn't work, and clean them up, and kind of get after that chess game.
How important is margin of error in a series like this, especially against a team with the defensive tenacity of OKC?
Yeah, I just said it. Once you make a couple mental mistakes, it seems like they take advantage of every one of them. So just got to be sharp every single possession.
Do you have a lot of friends and family and people here?
Yeah, I had some people here.
Also, LeBron was talking about the difficulties when you're out a month at this time of the season, right, to just find a rhythm and all that. Can you tell the difference from 1 game, 2 game, 3 games? Is it wind? Is it all of the above? And how do you feel? How many do you feel like it until you find a comfort level?
I mean, nobody cares about that. I got to go out there and play better.
Fair, when you don't play to the expectations that you set for yourself, how do you reset? How do you just mentally move forward to the next one?
Watch film, see what see what the game gives you, and then like I said, learn from that, and move on. It's not going to do us any good thinking about that. Thank you.
NBA